So, what are the most important skills whenever you're hiring that entry level, fresh out of college engineer? What is the most important thing that you're looking for whenever you're doing that first interview?
Got to be fit. One of the issues I think today, particularly, and this is kind of my thought leadership, the area that people overlook the most are soft skills. You could be the brightest engineer or the brightest technical person on earth, but if you can't be put in front of customers, if you have a hard time being part of a team, if you don't know your way around the business etiquette, uh, it's not a good reflection on a company like ours to have you working there. So we want to make sure that the people we hire are people that they understand everything that has to do with not just people skills but also organization skills, things that they just don't teach in college and they really need to. I've had this discussion with career services directors all over the country and asking them why they don't spend more time on these things, and you get the same story that you get with high schools when you talk about why don't you expose students to more careers. Well, there's not enough time. We have other things that we need to teach. But if you're spending $70,000 a year to go to a top-notch school, you got to be the full package. And they have to start looking at these things and producing holistic employees that companies don't have to spend billions of dollars training them in their own image. I mean, part of Thermo University involves soft skills. We have classes on everything from making presentations to writing skills and things that, frankly, people should have learned more in high school. And if they didn't, then they should have picked it up in college. But everybody thinks that, hey, if they're really, really good in their area of expertise, technically, then that's it. That's all. They just waltz in and get a job. There's a lot of competition, and there are a lot of people that maybe had 3.5 or 4.0 grade point averages, and they're sitting on the sidelines when the jobs are offered and still waiting because they lack those skills to present themselves properly.
How do you evaluate those soft skills in the interview process? Is it just as simple as how they communicate with you over email and how they carry a conversation on the phone? Are there any metrics that you kind of look at to evaluate that?
It's a combination of things, and that's really what interviewing is. It's a combination of things. Sometimes somebody won't get a job, and they'll reach out and ask me, Mark, why didn't I get the job? And I really can't say because it's a number of different factors that we're looking at. But I don't. My thought leadership here is I don't interview people. I have conversations with them, just like we're having here. The way I describe Thermo is probably the way I describe it to every candidate I meet with. And the point there is that you want people to feel comfortable. You want to kind
Mhm.
of disarm them a bit. And when they know it's an interview, if you flash interview, people clam up quite a bit. They're on trial, so to speak. That's not what Thermo is about. That's not what I'm about. I'm about let's have a conversation and see where it goes. And an old boss of mine used to say, if I can survive an hour with this guy and not want to run out of the room, then he's probably somebody or she's somebody that I want to work with. It comes down to, is this somebody you want to go out and have a beer with? You want to feel comfortable with that person because you're going to see them more than you see your family. You're on the job 40, 50 hours a week, and you want to make sure that you're comfortable with the people around you. You want to make sure that these are people that you can send out, and you're not going to have to worry about how they work out. You don't want to hear from a client, oh, that engineer that you sent was really abrasive or very rough around the edges. You want people to, and you develop this, I guess anyone does over the years, but unfortunately we don't have that long, and people don't have that long. You really have to hit the ground running. So if you're going to speak to a client who might be irate, you got to know how to disarm them a bit. Okay, I understand. Thinking to themselves, yeah, I guess I have to take a little bit of the guff because I represent the company, and just calm them down. You certainly don't want to get into a shouting match with them. And these are things that you learn in soft skills. These are things that you learn through being in the workforce for a long time. We try to speed up the curve by having the various classes in these things so that somebody can perform at their best and really be appreciated as offering good customer service. And that's what Thermo is about. Our number one thing at Thermo is customer service. Our reviews are through the roof. I mean, we bend over backwards for our clients, and our clients just stay with us. They keep coming back and they refer others. So it's the old sales adage that you get 20% of 80% of your business from 20% of your clients. I don't know that that percentage is exactly right, but it's a big number because one tells another and they say, hey, look, these guys are going to do a good job. They have good people working for them. They do what they say they're going to do. They get it done on time and they stand behind the work they do. So these are the things you have to teach the new people coming on board so that you don't damage yourself as a business. You want that consistency. So it's very important for your listeners, for the students and some of the junior people that are out there to get skilled in soft skills.
Thank you so much for watching this segment of the Engineering Success Podcast. If you liked it, make sure to check out the other videos down below that are recommended to you. And if you really like the podcast, make sure to subscribe right down there in the middle. We really appreciate it. It's free to you and helps us a lot out. And last but not least, the best way to help the show grow is to comment down below. So leave your comment if you have any thoughts about this segment. Thanks.
Because I ain't chasing payments, still playing in the basement while I'm working on arrangements. They heard the kid in 50 countries, thank God that's amazing. But I'd rather thank Spotify, they put me on the station.